started in 1924. And its main objective and purpose is to make worldwide oral communication, effective oral communication, a worldwide reality. And you know, communication in life is very important, whether we're a student, a housewife, an executive. And Toastmasters has a proven track record. Over 3 million people have completed the program in these 86 years. In our alumni, we count some very famous people. Among them, we had 3 astronauts gone into space. We have had 1 vice president. Many, many business leaders. Maybe some of you are in business, maybe you read business books. Have you heard of Tom Peters? Tom Peters wrote In Search of Excellence. He charges $50,000 a day for consulting. If you read in one of his books, he says, if you want to improve your communication skills, join Toastmasters. He says, your skin color and your hair color is in your genes, but public speaking is not. You need to learn how to speak in public if you want to get promotions and advancement in your career. And he says, Toastmasters is the best way. This is in the words of someone who makes $50,000 a day, so I think his advice is pretty good. We also have in our alumni people like Debbie Fields, you've heard of Mrs. Fields Cookies, the president. She was a former member. And Harvey Mackay. Harvey Mackay is the world's best-selling business author. Sold 60 million books. And in his book, one of the chapters of his book, he says, join Toastmasters. If you do not like Toastmasters after 1 month, you can send me the receipt. I will send you a check personally and refund you the money. To date, he has not sent 1 check. So that's a pretty good track record. What do you learn at Toastmasters? You learn 3 things. Well, 3 things. In Toastmasters, we say it's better speaking, better listening, and better thinking. Many people, when they join Toastmasters, they think it's just about talking, public speaking. But they miss the boat, because actually when you join, we say communications is what you're learning, because you're learning to listen as well as to speak. And when you become a good listener, you become a better speaker. Because remember, a lot of people say, I want to learn to improve my conversation. But conversation, 60% or 70% is listening. Only 30 to 40% is speaking. And if your conversation is, excuse me, what did you say again? People don't like to talk to you. So it's not much of a conversation. So listening, speaking, and thinking. You noticed earlier we had the table topics contest? That's a good example of thinking. You have to think quickly before you speak. So these are the practical things that you learn in Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a learn by doing program. You don't have a teacher, you don't have an instructor, but you do have projects. And you'll see that we also have funny letters after our name, like CC or ACS or ACB, and you may wonder what that means. So in Toastmasters, we have a system where you complete 10 projects, you become what's called a CC, Competent Communicator. You finish 10 more projects, you become an ACB, Advanced Communicator Bronze. 10 more projects, you're an ACS, Advanced Communicator Silver. And if you get the 10 more, that's an ACG, Advanced Communicator Gold. And if you complete your leadership track, which is a separate track from the speaking track, and you get the advanced leader, then you can combine that with your ACG and you become a DTM, which is a distinguished Toastmaster. And anywhere you go in the world to a Toastmasters club, you say, I'm a guest, I'm a DTM. They say, oh, please, come to our meeting, and they'll buy you dinner. So it's very good. So that's one of the reasons I like Toastmasters. So if this is the first time you've come, we hope you'll come again. Just a little brief history. The reason I joined Toastmasters was way back in Canada in 1980. I know some of you weren't born then. But in 1980, my friend Bob Taylor, he was my math teacher, approached me. Bob Taylor is what you call a native English speaker. But you would not want to speak like Bob Taylor. Not in 1980. When Bob gave a math lecture, it sounded like this. Today, I am going to teach you algebraic equations. So a 1-hour lecture took 2 hours. It was very, very tiring to listen to Bob. Bob was a wonderful man. He was my teacher. When I came back for my second year at college in September, we had coffee, Bob and I. So we're sitting there, and Bob looks at me. I look at Bob and I said, well, Bob, how was your summer? And I was kind of like, Bob, what happened to your voice? He said, I joined Toastmasters in April, and in July, I normalized my voice. And I thought, wow, in 3 months, after 37 years, this guy was able to eliminate his stutter. He said, you want to join my club? I said, well, I want to come at least look at it, and I did. So it's not as dramatic as that for some of you, but I hope you will see some of the benefits of being a member. So please, feel free to come back again and have a second look, or dare I say, go visit another club and see how they operate, and see for yourself the benefits of Toastmasters and how it can benefit your life. Oh, thank you.